Hey, what's up, guys? It's Andrew Santalski. I'm giving you my UFC 274 predictions. They go down tonight, or UFC 274 goes down tonight. Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje, Saturday, May 7th, 2022. I can't wait, guys. This is a stacked pay-per-view. Feels like forever since we've had a pay-per-view. UFC 273, Volkanovski versus Jung. Or Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie was April 9th, but that feels like so long ago. So yeah, very exciting card, man. Some controversy in the main event, but yeah, let's start with the main event first, guys. We'll start this way. Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. Charles Olives missed weight, and he was unable to make weight on a second attempt, so he was stripped of the lightweight title. And I was already on Justin Gaethje prior to Charles Olives missing weight, but I had to bet Justin Gaethje plus 124 odds. He was sitting at nice plus 150 during the week. I thought that we'd see a lot of Charles Olives money come in after the weigh-ins and just up to the fight time, because I do believe Charles does possess more past the victory, man. He could knock out Gaethje, he could submit Gaethje, we all know that. And I could see Gaethje, winning by TKO or decision. But Charles is still dangerous, what weight miss or not. The guy missed by a half pound. I don't know how drawn out he really was, but I'm not taking too much away from it regardless, man. I'm kind of worked out bad for me because I had to bet on, or because I was forced to bet Gaethje at lower odds than what I really wanted. But I think Gaethje is the value side here. I do like Justin Gaethje to get the job done. I'm predicting a first round TKO, but this fight may very well have both these guys might get hurt. One guy might end up capitalizing on it, and I can see it going down like that. So I can see it being a real war. But I don't think it's going to be a war that lasts too long. So I am going to side with Justin Gaethje here. Rose Namajunas against Carla Esparza, man. This is a rematch from the original strawweight title 8 years ago. I'm going to side with the underdog here again. I'm going to side with Carla Esparza. The odds are just kind of whack, man. I was on Rose the last couple times, and she was a dog. So, Rose, I do have strong feelings about Rose because Rose has made me some good money over time, man. But now she's north of a 2-1 favorite over Carla Esparza. So it's going to force me to look at Carla here. Carla's been eyeing this title shot for a long time. She hasn't fought in a year since she knocked out Yan Jonan, I believe. And but I'm going to side with Carla here, man. I think she just keeps getting takedowns. I think she can steal 3 out of the 5 rounds. Rose, you never know where she's at mentally. She definitely has a more wide, diverse skill set than Carla. But I think Carla's bread and butter might be able to get it done here. But she could not afford to be on the feet striking with Rose, unless she's catching Rose. And you just got to kind of hope Rose is coming in with some injuries, lacking some takedown defense. And, it's just mentally maybe not all there as she was, man. Like I said, it's a lot easier being the challenger and whatnot than being the champ. So, so I'm going to side with Carla here. I just think the value's on Carla. We'll see if she can get it done. Like I said, Rose is the more skilled woman in my opinion, but at those odds, I have to look at Carla. Michael Chandler against Tony Ferguson, man. I think Tony probably gets the most hype at the press conferences. Tony's a fan favorite. I've loved the guy as well, man. I was big on the guy back, 8 years ago, and through his whole rise, man. So it's kind of sad to see him where he's at his current state. Michael Chandler, this guy's hungry, man. He's 1-2 in the UFC. Lost to Charles Olives, lost to Justin Gaethje, beat Dan Hooker. I'm going to side with Mike here, man. I think he's got more upside. Tony's talking real big, though. But normally when guys talk like that, they fail to deliver on any of those things they're talking about. So I'm going to side with Mike Chandler here by decision. OSP against Shogun. I have no confidence in OSP, guys. I'm kind of on the Shogun bandwagon. I still think Shogun has a little bit left. And I'm gonna pick Shogun. Mauricio Shogun Hua by first round TKO. Donald Cerrone against Joe Lauzon. Man, this is a great fight, man. I don't think these guys have ever fought before, but man, kicking off the pay-per-view, this is great, man. Donald hasn't fought in a while. Joe hasn't fought in even longer. I'm going to side with Joe here, man. Joe's a fast starter. Donald isn't. But if this fight goes outside of the first, man, this might be a Cerrone win here. But I'm going to take Joe Lauzon by first round TKO. Andre Filo against Cameron Van Camp. Don't understand the matchup here, but I'm going to side with Andre Filo by first round TKO. Randy Brown against Chaos Williams, and I'm going to side with Chaos Williams. Randy Brown getting a lot of love. It's a pick'em fight. I'm going to side with Chaos Williams here, though, by first round TKO. Macy Chiazon against Norma Dumont. Dumont missed weight, but there was a lot of Brazilians saying that the scale changed a little bit from overnight to the weigh-in day. I'm going to side with Dumont here by decision. I like the way she looked against Ladd. Chiazon, I've always thought she's had some potential. She had a tough fight against Raquel Pennington in her last fight. Thought she looked good a little bit early, but Pennington ended up getting her out of there. I'm going to side with Dumont here by decision. Brandon Royval against Matt Schnell. I think there's way too much. I think Royval is way too much priced in here to win. But I'm gonna side with Royval here. But I do think Schnell is being undervalued here. Not enough for me to take a bet on the guy or nothing. But I'm gonna side with Royval. But Matt Schnell can make this a very scrappy fight as well, man. I'm not counting Matt Schnell out. Blagoy Ivanov against Marcus Rogerio de Lima. I think if Ivanov can survive an early storm, we know how Marcus Rogerio de Lima is, man. He's got heavy punches, heavy kicks. He's crashing the pocket. He's looking to knock you out very early. Ivanov, he's been training with Nagano. He's been out a while. He can take damage, but he just needs to get this out of the first round. Gas de Lima, get takedowns, and it's pretty much his fight. I'm going to side with Ivanov, but it's going to be a dangerous fight for him early. Francisco Trinaldo against Danny Roberts, two guys I don't really have much faith in. Trinaldo, he's 43 years old. He's got age working against him. He's also, been fighting up at 170. Low volume striker against Danny Roberts, who I have always suspected to be a little chinny. I'm going to side with Roberts here. He's the younger guy with a little bit more reach, but nothing will shock me in this fight. Fight I'm really looking forward to, Tracy Ortiz, who I believe is Brian Ortega's girlfriend, against Melissa Gatto. I'm really high on Gatto here, man. I think Gatto she's coming off a nice win over Eubanks, and then a win over before that. But I'm really interested in how this fight plays out. I can see Cortez winning, but I'm going to side with Gatto here for the upset. Claytis and Rodrigues against CJ Vergara. Don't know much about either of these guys, but I'm on the Rodrigues train here. I'll take Rodrigues. Lupita Godinez against Ariana Carnelossi. I'm on Carnelossi here, man. She's a little tank at her weight class, man. She looks like the Terminator. Lupita Godinez, she's up and down in her UFC career. She's going to want to get takedowns here. I'm going to side with Carnelossi. I've kind of counted Carnelossi out her last couple fights. She's come through. I'm going to side with Carnelossi here. Journey Newson against Fernie Garcia. Newson's been out a while. I'm going to side with Newson, but this is a pick'em fight. Garcia making his UFC debut. I'm going to side with Newson here, guys. So these are my picks, guys. Real quick recap. Gaethje, Esparza, Chandler, Hua, Lauzon, Filo, Williams, Dumont, Royval, Ivanov, Roberts, Gatto, Rodrigues, Carnelossi, and Newson.